who will be giving the workshop and the topic impacts of PM 2.5.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Very clear.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Pleased to be here today. After not going back to RCFD for a little while. Today I will start the workshop by talking about the impact and current situation of PM 2.5 in Thailand. In fact, Bangkok is pretty much safe now. But if you go to the north, I would suggest not to go for the time being, because the situation there was. In fact, PM 2.5 is not happening only in Thailand. It's everywhere. In particular in the northern hemisphere. The area that you see, the red area here, is where PM 2.5 level is very high. It's in fact more than annual average, 35 microgram per cubic meter. And on this slide, you will see Thailand somewhere here. And our neighbor, Myanmar. And the reason I point this out because the current situation in the northern part in Thailand actually received a lot of particulate from our neighbor. Sorry, Ja. Ja is from Myanmar, but it is true. The data will show that. Thailand, in fact, the situation is not that bad. Later on, I will show you that the air quality in Thailand is actually has improved quite a lot, but still has a problem. PM 2.5 is somewhere around here on the annual average, 15 to 25 microgram per cubic meter. And this is true. This is true. The data that we have collected in Bangkok show that as well. It's not only in Thailand, even in Europe, sorry to say. In France, in London, these two figures I borrowed from Dr. Savitri, who sits in the front here. He is from KFUTT, King Mongkut University of Thailand. But here in India, in Mongolia as well, in Bangkok, Beijing used to be worse, but it has improved recently because of a lot of effort by Chinese government to reduce emission from sources, in particular in Beijing. Why PM 2.5 is important? This is the data from the Health Effect Institute and Institute for Health Metric and Evaluation. In 2017, it's actually ranked risk factor of death globally. Among many factors here, you will see ambient particulate matter, in particular PM 2.5, ranked number 5 for cause of death Number one is high blood pressure, and particulate is number 5. That is why PM2.5 is important in terms of health aspect. And here, this is another air pollutant which we have not really mentioned. Also ranked number 33. And you will see later on, ozone level in Bangkok is rising as well. But no one mentioned that at the time being. The global burden of disease. In 2012, the Health Effect Institute estimate around 3 million premature deaths per year due to exposure to PM2.5 and ozone. This is bad ozone. It's tropospheric ozone. We have good ozone in the stratosphere. Stratospheric ozone. That ozone will protect us from UV, but it's become thinner and thinner because of human activity using all the chlorofluorocarbon, which destroy ozone in the stratosphere. And you see, this is the death occurs in Asia. Premature death due to particulate matter and ozone. And the data, again confirmed by WHO in 2014, which estimate the exposure to PM2.5 cause of premature death up to 4 million people. This is outdoor, but there is also premature death due to indoor air pollution as well. Another about 3 million people die, in particular in South Asia, where cooking being made in the household by using coal. So indoor air pollution also causes premature death as well. More than 2/3 of the death occur in this region. And these are the disease or cause of death from PM2.5. You might be wondering, PM2.5 can cause heart disease, stroke, which are cardiovascular disease. But because it's very small, it could actually go through the wall of the vein, go into the bloodstream, and cause calcification, which will obstruct the blood flow and eventually cause heart disease and stroke. In addition to the respiratory infection, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and lung cancer. Lung cancer because particulate matter also been declared. In particular, particulate emitted from diesel vehicles been declared by the WHO as carcinogenic to human. Group 1. So, the impact of air pollution on mortality is increasing worldwide. This is what I have just mentioned. In 2012, the International Agency for Research on Cancer of the WHO has classified diesel engine exhaust, including particulate matter, which is very small, as group 1 known carcinogen to human. And later on in 2013, just 1 year after, IARC again classified outdoor air pollution. Now, not just only diesel engine exhaust, but outdoor air pollution and particulate matter as carcinogen to human. And this is the reason why it can cause cancer in the lung. This is the structure of particulate matter from diesel engine, diesel particulate matter. It's actually tiny sphere agglomerated, and in each sphere, the center of each sphere is actually carbon. It's carbon and coated with a lot of organic matter, soluble organic fraction, and sulfate as well, because diesel fuel contains sulfur, which is oxidized to sulfur dioxide and then go into sulfate, coated on this particulate. And you look at the size, less than 0.1. It can go deep into the lung and go through the blood vein into the bloodstream. Now, that is the danger of PM2.5 to health, to your health as well. What have air quality in Bangkok? Today is fine, but the last 2.5 months actually start from December, January and February. Something wrong with the air in Bangkok compared to today. You can see blue sky, but during those days, some day it's very cloud. You cannot see blue sky. You could not see blue sky. Data comes from monitoring station operated by Pollution Control Department. There are total of 63 something like this automated monitoring station around the country. In central region, 28 of them. In Bangkok, about 19. In the north, 15, northeast, not so many. In the eastern part, because we have petrochemical industry in that part, so in the east we have also a very high number of monitoring stations. The south seem to have not so high because not very urbanized and also not very industrialized. These are some of the parameters measured by those stations. I will not go into detail. This station also measures meteorological parameter. Why do we need to measure meteorological parameter? Because it has big influence on the dispersion of pollution emitted from source. Whether it will stay in the air or be blown out of the cities and be diluted. And during the last 2.5 months, this parameter play a very important role on the high level of PM2.5. Source of PM2.5 in the past 2 months has not been very much. Almost the same every day. But why someday we have high PM2.5, why someday we have low PM2.5? This parameter play a lot of role on that. This is some of the few, actually PCD, Pollution Control Department has 9 units of mobile station like this. Can be moved to anywhere around the country. And the station can be set up in half an hour and start the measurement. These are the inlets for the PM. You see 2 inlets here. One is for PM10, one is for PM2.5. And this is the inlet for gaseous pollutant like CO, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone. This is automated equipment, electronic, inside the station. Each one of them costs 5 to 6 million baht. The operating cost per year is almost 1 million baht per station. So it's very costly, very costly. PM 2.5, PM 10 inside the unit. The air being drawn go into the monitor. These two monitors work on beta ray, the principle of beta ray. It's actually, there is a beta source putting beta source, beta ray onto the collected particle, and particle will then absorb the beta, so there will be lower level of beta rays. So it will be proportional to the amount of mass of particulate collected on the filter. The filter will be, collection will be 24 hours, and then measurement will be made. The next day, the filter will move, collect the new sample. It is actually a tape traveler, something like this. Tape. And this is the beta source. You see the radioactive. Data being transmitted from the station automatically through telecommunication system. Data from all 63 stations being transmitted to Pollution Control Department office in Bangkok every day. In fact, every hour. So you can follow the data on an hourly basis as well. This is the trends of carbon monoxide the past, I think, 20 years, since 1992. You will see the declining level of carbon monoxide. The two lines here differentiate between roadside monitoring data and ambient site. Ambient means location away from the major road. And you see when you get closer to the road, you will expose to higher carbon monoxide. But you see the reducing trend of carbon monoxide in the past 20 years. The data show here on the right axis here is the number of vehicles registered in Bangkok. Last year, at the end of the year, more than 10 million vehicles, including motorcycles, registered in Bangkok. In spite of increasing number of vehicles registered, you see reducing trend of carbon monoxide. It's not just carbon monoxide. It happened to total suspended particulate matter as well. PM10 also. If you draw a line, you will see a declining trend of PM10. It will fluctuate year by year, but on the long-term trend, you see the reducing trend of PM10 as well. In spite of increasing number of motor vehicles. Some measures being implemented, a lot of them actually been implemented by the government during the past 20 years to mitigate air pollution problem, reducing emission from source. This is the pollutant that I mentioned earlier, ozone. It actually shows increasing level of ozone. And you see the difference here. Ozone in the area where it's away from the roadside will be higher than ozone when you are near the roadside. This is the roadside, and the blue line is the ambient side. This is because ozone will be formed from the chemical reaction in the air from primary pollutants like hydrocarbons and nitrogen oxide. So it takes some time before the reaction occurs and ozone is formed. So when you are close to the source, the exhaust gas from the vehicle, we expect to see low level of ozone, but when you are away some distance from the street, there will be ozone formed in the air. So most of the time we will see ozone higher level out of Bangkok, either in the northeastern part of Bangkok or in the southwest, depending upon wind direction. And in Thailand, we are actually affected by two monsoons. Northeast monsoon, which is during the winter time, and southwest monsoon. We are actually in southwest monsoon. So we see some rain last night because of moisture coming from the ocean into land. Nitrogen oxide also, not so much in terms of reducing trend, but it's still. So in fact, air quality in Bangkok is not that bad, it's improving. Sulfur dioxide, reducing, and this is correspond to the reduction of sulfur in the fuel. In the diesel fuel, we used to have sulfur content of 10,000 ppm, and in gasoline fuel, 1,000 ppm. Today, sulfur in both type of fuel is reduced to 50 ppm. So that has actually resulted in reduction of sulfur dioxide in the air, direct proportion. And in the future, maybe 5 years from now, it's already been agreed to reduce sulfur in the fuel in Thailand to 10 ppm, even lower. It will go to the National Environment Board on the 10th of this month, or the final approval, to go down to 10 ppm. Other air toxics as well, benzene from 4 locations in Bangkok, also show reducing level as well. And this also because of the improvement of gasoline fuel quality. Benzene content C6H6 in gasoline used to be as high as 5%. Today it's less than 1%. And as a result of that, we see reducing level of benzene in the air in Bangkok and also 13 Thailand, which is a result of the oxidation of benzene and other aromatic content in the fuel. A lot of measures actually been implemented by the Thai government, in particular the improvement of fuel quality and the implementation of stringent emission standards for vehicle. In Thailand, vehicle in Thailand, 20 years ago we had no standard. The manufacturer can produce any car as they wish, and most of the time they will produce very high performance car in order to meet the requirement of the customer. But since then we started to implement more stringent emission standard for the new production of vehicle. From pre-Euro, Euro 1, Euro 2, Euro 3, and now we are implementing Euro 4 at the moment for light duty vehicle, Euro 3 for heavy duty. And in 5 years from now, we will skip Euro 5, go directly to Euro 6 for both light duty and heavy duty diesel and gasoline. And this actually as a result of the last 2 months event that accelerated everything in Thailand to move forward. And it will go to the National Environment Board on the 10th of April this month for the final approval. It's already been approved by the Pollution Control Board a couple of weeks ago. And the final approval will be made by the National Environment Board 9 days from now. And that will move Thailand to the next step. We will see even lower emission from traffic. Not only traffic, not only vehicle, but also some other measures will be proposed to the government. PM 2.5. When you look at 2 months ago, you might think that, oh, it was very bad. But in fact, if you look at the level of PM 2.5 in Bangkok, on an annual average, it started to decline in 2013 from 35 microgram to 26, 27 microgram per kg, which is getting closer to our ambient air quality standard, 25 microgram per kg. What happened this year in 2013? Euro 4 fuels and Euro 4 new vehicle emission standard been implemented. Sulfur been reduced to 50 Euro 4 new vehicle coming, so we start to see declining level of PM2.5. The reduction is around 25% during the past 6 years. But what happened to air quality in Bangkok? If you are on the plane, you will see this. The upper part of the air is blue, and the lower part covered with brownish. Yes. And this happened every year, actually. December, January, February. Not just this year, but this year, here, this is the skyline of Bangkok, every year. And after February, we are coming to March now, going to April, you see this. And it will be like this until the end of the year. And this will come back again. I promise you. The end of this year will come back again. Because it will take some time for all the measures to be effective. So this year, you will still see this. Whether the situation is worse, this is the collection of 24-hour average concentration from 1st January to 31st of December for the past 7 years. No, 9 years, including this year, 2019. And this happened, as I mentioned, this period. After April, level of PM2.5 will achieve our standard. And that because of rain as well. Rain will start to come. But whether this year is worse, is the worst? No. 2019. This is the 2019, 24. It's actually lower than previous year. But why people panic? People panic because last year they did not see the data. PM2.5 data not available to the public. As this year. This year, everyone can access to PM2.5 data from your telephone. Last year, the Pollution Control Department did not put PM2.5 air quality index into the mobile application. So a lot of questions last year. Why? So they decided the middle of last year to add AQI for PM2.5 in the mobile application. So this year, everyone can see the data. And the other reason is the criteria for air quality index has been changed. Last year, in order to go to red color, the AQI has to go beyond 300 AQI. And the criteria has been changed starting from this year. If AQI exceeds 200, it will be red. So 100 reduction of the AQI. So it will be easy to see red color this year than last year. And that makes people start to panic when you see red color on the monitor. But in fact, if we use the old criteria, this year red color is just orange. not that bad, not that bad. But it becomes, and you see the fluctuation from December 1st. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not constant. It fluctuates. Every day, the vehicle in population in Bangkok mostly the same. But the weather is different. Some day you have cold weather. Some day you have dry weather. Some day you have high pressure. You see the television, the Department of Meteorology always say that. Tomorrow there will be high pressure system coming from the southern part of China. You see, this is the new year. On 31st of December, PM 2.5 is only 25, only 20 actually, 20. People going out of town, so no car. And if you remember during the New Year, if you are in Bangkok, the weather is cool, high pressure coming, and that brings blue sky. But after New Year, the temperature become warmer. What happens is that when the high pressure starts to go back to China, it brings warm and moist air coming from southwest. And that's the transition period between cold and warm air meeting in Bangkok. The air becomes stagnant, doesn't move. This is January 2018 last year. The same skyline, no different than this year. And this year, when you look at color, 212, this is in Saraburi, in the northern part of Bangkok. And the problem here is PM10, not PM2.5, because there are a lot of stone crushing plant in this area. Was produced high, big diameter of particles. And here, 200. If it were last year, this will be only orange. But this year, because of the changing of criteria, it become red. And it is not in Bangkok. This is outside Bangkok, in Samut Sakhon. And you see the wind mostly blowing from this direction. So there, in addition to local source here, there is also contribution from Bangkok going to that particular. This is what I mentioned. It disappeared. 100 last year will be yellow, we yellow color. But this year is orange. This is the changing of the criteria. Yeah? Oh, this one. What happened? Here. Huh? What happened? Oh, here. Here. If it go up beyond 200, it become red. Last year it had to be 300. So people start to panic to see red color. Otherwise, you will only see orange color on the screen. We need to understand what has happened. This is how air pollution is generated. There are two factors emission and net energy. And then both factors will determine what will be the level of pollutant causing effect. This more or less the same every day. There might be additional source during the winter time, during the dry period, the open burning of biomass, which might be different day by day. But for motor vehicle, most likely the same every day. This is the factor which play a lot of role during the winter time. In December, January and February, the meteorological condition is unfavorable for the dispersion of air pollutant. Why? Because of this phenomenon, temperature inversion. During the evening time, the heat will be radiated from the ground to the upper part of the atmosphere. So the upper layer will become warmer than the lower part. Whatever emitted from source will hit some invisible ceiling, and it will be trapped above the city. Something like this. This is emitted from source on the ground. And once it goes up, it seems to hit some invisible ceiling. This was actually taken from a book, a technical book, fumigation. This is exactly the same happened. This photo actually taken at Dortmund Airport. This happened in Thailand, something like this. Everything emitted in the air will stay and come down to the ground. This is what happened when you have this kind of invisible ceiling. This is the height. When this height from the ground to this invisible ceiling is very low, you will see accumulation of pollutant on the ground. And this is what happened. It is called it's very slow. It's called PBL, planetary boundary layer. It's actually the height from the ground to that ceiling, invisible ceiling. Whenever you see this blue bar, which is the PBL, is very low. You see high peak of PM 2.5. This happening high peak when you have PBL and this is caused by the temperature inversion. And this is the worst day of this year. During 30th of January, the next day from this, the government declared the school closed for 2 days. And on that particular day, the planetary boundary layer is probably around 10 meter, 20 meter. That's all. And when we look at hourly data from January 9, 29 to February 1, it actually starts from the evening of 29. If you remember, the PBL is very low. And then it go up. So whatever emitted from the ground will be trapped and then accumulate, go up and peak around early morning of the next day. So, what? So, under the same condition, Bangkok, whether Bangkok has carbon monoxide problem, we see that we have PM 2.5, but not carbon monoxide. Whether we have carbon monoxide, the answer is no. This is the data on 22nd of January. In Bangkok, PM 2.5, 201. Look at carbon monoxide, 1.73 ppm. Even with worse meteorological conditions. Here at Dindan as well. PM 2.5, 73 or 157 ppm. CO 2 ppm is much lower than our ambient air quality standards. Even in this area, 202, PM 2.5, 92, CO 2 ppm. Why we do not have CO problems, but very high PM? This is the average of CO concentration, 90 ppm, our standard. And look at the level of CO from December 1st. The same as PM 2.5 that I showed earlier. Very low. Why do we not have CO problem? Because our gasoline vehicle has control equipment. The same as Mr. Naoya said. We can put control equipment into the vehicle to remove pollutants. It's happened that gasoline vehicle in Thailand has three-way catalytic converter, which can remove carbon monoxide up to 99%. But what happened to diesel vehicle? This is the catalytic converter. But for diesel, we don't have anything to remove particulate in the exhaust pipe of diesel vehicle. So the lesson learned from this case is that we can reduce emission, and even under worse meteorological conditions, we still can achieve ambient air quality standard by controlling and solving. But PM 2.5 not being easy, because source of PM 2.5 is not only coming from diesel vehicle. There are other sources as well. But carbon monoxide mostly, or I would say 100% coming from gasoline vehicle. By putting in catalytic converter, you remove emission from source. But for PM 2.5, even though you put particulate filter in the diesel vehicle, PM 2.5 still be high because there are some other sources. What are other sources? This comes from study of Professor Kim from AIT. This is the study by Dr. Kim in 2007. Roadside, doing source apportionment, collecting particulate sample and analyze the composition of the particulate, so that we can get back to what are the source of those particles. This is particle collected from the roadside. It was identified that diesel contribute 52%. Biomass burning, this is the other major source, 35. Secondary particle industry. Another study done by Dr. Kim in 2017 here is ambient in Bangkok as well. This is pollution control department building, about 500 meters from major road. So you see the contribution from diesel much lower now this time, because it far from the source, away from the major road. So you see diesel contribute between 20 in dry season to 26.4% in rainy season. Well, mass burning stay by the same because it mostly come from source away, distant away. So, but Bangkok, we don't only have roadside. We have some other areas which are not roadside as well. So what I'm doing is bring these two studies together and try to find the range between roadside and ambient side, between 20.8 to 52, come up with average. That's all. Add this up, it's over 100%. So, and normalize this into 100. So this is the best case for the time we reach. The source contribution of PM2.5. 33 or 34% from diesel, well mass burning around 28%. So come up with this pie chart. Diesel. This is important because we have to know the source so that we can put measures at the right source. For example, if we implement measures in order to control emission from industry very much, but it only contribute to 4% of the problem. It will not be effective at all. So we have to go to the major source. Take this out, and then we will achieve. But it's not easy for PM2.5 because there are many sources compared to carbon monoxide. Even though we get rid of this by putting in diesel particulate filter in the exhaust pipe, we still have this, which is very difficult to deal with because it comes from people, just in particular farmer, biomass burning. Secondary particle here is the formation of particle in the air from nitrate, from nitrogen oxide and sulfur oxide. And this again mostly come from diesel, because diesel also has high emission of nitrogen oxide compared to gasoline. So major source so far, this is the best guess for the moment, because so far there has not been any completed study that can identify the source exactly. The diesel vehicle here, this is, when you look at this, this is filter paper collecting particulate in the air in Bangkok for 24 hours, turning from white to black. Why emission from diesel vehicles? No particulate. NOx control device, there is no NOx control device as well. This is the particulate, diesel particulate filter. It's very effective in removing particulate. But unfortunately, none of the diesel vehicles in Thailand has this. Although a few of them are Euro 6 standard from Europe, but this device was taken up because it's not required by law for the moment. particulate will be filtered and then burned by heat to regenerate the filter again. So this can remove particulate from the diesel exhaust of more than 99%. Most. Yeah. This is for nitrogen oxide. This is supposed to be in the diesel vehicle as well. And Euro 6 vehicle will have this, both diesel particulate filter and NOx control devices. It will change nitrogen oxide to nitrogen and water. Traffic congestion is one of the factors. More congestion, more emission. This is the speed of vehicle on the road versus PM emission. The lower the speed, the higher the PM emission in terms of gram per kilometer. This is the other source, biomass burning. This is actually the Rangsit area. In Pathum Thani, the main campus of the AIT. This is again the burning of rice paddy field. And this photo was taken just a couple of days ago. It's on Rangsit, Nakhon Nayok. You see, the government said prohibit burning. But what happened in the field? Huge amount of smoke, and it is lucky now, not coming into Bangkok, because now wind blow from southwest to northeast. So everything actually go to northeast direction. Otherwise, Bangkok will have hazy sky. Let's move. This is in front of my house. And this is a plane landing at Ronmeng Airport. Very difficult to control open burning. This is the risk area of biomass burning around Bangkok. So this is one of the major sources. Secondary particle from nitrate and sulfate. I will go over very quick. Can PM 2.5 come from our neighboring country? Yes, it can. But how much? Depends on the wind and the distance. This is a simulation from Cambodia. This is Cambodia hotspot. When you look at it, hotspot. A lot of burning in Cambodia. And this is the simulation done by the ministry, our ministry. Most of the particles go into the Gulf of Thailand. But someday it might also come back home as well. So there is chance that particulate from Cambodia come to Bangkok. But this time of the year, it comes from here to the northern part of Bangkok. This is the morning station near the border between Thailand and Cambodia. Green, because wind direction go down here, doesn't come to this morning station. I will go over this. Action taken by the government. Spring water. Do you think it is effective? Making artificial rain. It's too dry during the winter time to have artificial rain. Roadside inspection, cleaning the street, and so on. B20. This good if the vehicle run on a constant speed, but in a congested traffic condition, is to have higher emission of particulate matter. So, spring water, the droplet is too big to remove small particles. And its work if it is in confined area, like the wet collector used in the street. But the efficiency is still less than 80% in the confined area. But this is open space. So all the small particles actually you go around, not impact the droplet, because the droplet is too big. So later on, the government make the droplet become smaller. I will show you later. But what happened to the efficiency of the removal of droplet? This is the lowest efficiency for this particle size. This is the particle size that we are going to control, and it has the lowest control efficiency. This is from another study, the scavenging coefficient for 2 millimeter droplet. Very low for the particle size between 0.05 to about 2 micron. You have to make the droplet become smaller to increase this scavenging efficiency. But once you make it smaller, this is what happens. This is what the government does. This, I need to show this. You see the water mist? This is on Vipavani. Make the droplet become smaller. But you see the droplet disappear very quick because water evaporates. So the effective area is very limited. It's gone. This is your site inspection, prohibit burning, and so on. I will not go into detail. And advise people to wear masks. So the mask become very popular, in particular this N95. It's expensive. When you calculate the cost that the people buy this mask, it's several thousand million baht. And that costs the country as well. But if you use this surgical mask, this still can protect you. This is the protection efficiency. You use 2 masks, the protection goes up. So you don't need this. And this N95 mask actually will make you